7 common mistakes that an Ielts candidate makes while attempting task 2 question, that is right. Hi, I'm Navneet Chandra, and today I'll be discussing these 7 mistakes in detail. Hope you can see my screen. So let's discuss these mistakes in detail that are commonly made and make sure that you all score a very good band score, 7 plus. Okay, let's see the first one. Not enough paragraphs. Now, what happens is that at times students look at the question, they don't read it properly, and they do not know how many paragraphs to make. So they just make 2 to 3 paragraphs. Like if we see this question here, it is often thought that the increase in juvenile crime is a direct influence of the increase in violence in media. To what extent do you agree with the above statement? So if we see the response here, these are just 2 paragraphs in which the answer has been written. And all the parts of the answer have not been answered. So this is an incomplete. Therefore, this is an incomplete answer. And for this, you will not get a very good score. So let's see how you should go about. See the correct answer. Now, the points to be kept in mind, you have to make at least 4 paragraphs. Keep the word count in mind. Minimum 250 words can go up to 280 or more, but do not go beyond 300 as you'll just be wasting your time. So whatever has to be said, you can say between 250 to 280 words. Now, this is a sample essay where there is an introductory paragraph, there are 2 body paragraphs, and finally the conclusion. So this is how you should go about it. Make at least 4 paragraphs. Next, second mistake that a student makes is incorrect structure or incorrect format. Now the IDP people have given a certain format which everybody has to follow. So what should you avoid? Writing the essay in bullet points, making bullet points and writing in small short sentences, that will not work. Or making subheadings for every paragraph and then explaining it? No. Or using numbers. Instead of 2, you have to write it as, yes, at one odd place, if you just write a number, that's okay. But don't repeat it. Now, actually, what are the points to be remembered? So make at least 4 paragraphs, as mentioned earlier. First one has to be introduction, second body paragraph 1, third body paragraph 2, fourth is conclusion, and also leave a space between each paragraph. These days, we don't make an indentation to show that the paragraph has changed. We just leave a space in between the paragraphs to show that the second paragraph has come up or the next paragraph has come up. Okay. So now let's see the third most common mistake, that is not answering all parts of the question. So here what happens is that a student gives a quick glance to the question and begins writing. But you should not do so. Read the question at least twice, thrice till you understand how many parts are there in the question and how they need to be answered. So points to be kept in mind, read the question 2, 3 times, see how many questions have been asked. Has your opinion been asked? That is it an opinion-based question? Is it a two-view essay? Have you been asked to explain both? At times what happens is, you only explain one view with which you agree. But if it is a two-view essay, you have to explain both the views and give your opinion in the introduction as well as the conclusion. Or is it a problem solution essay where you have to give problems and also provide solutions? So let's take an example here. This is the question. Some parents think that children should get a formal education by attending school, whereas others believe that homeschooling is best. Discuss both these views and give your opinion. So you can read this twice just to see what is required of you. Now, here you have to discuss both the views. That is about getting a formal education, and second, about homeschooling. So you have to discuss in body paragraph 1 about formal education and body paragraph 2 about homeschooling. And you have to provide relevant points for both and also give examples. Plus, you also have to give your opinion that which view do you agree with. Now, presenting an unclear position. That's the next mistake. At times, you have been asked specifically that, okay, give your opinion. If your opinion has been asked, you don't dither. You don't say, yes, this is also true, and even that is true. No, be clear, take a side, and then explain. At times, when you take both sides, you're not able to justify your answer. So, whichever side you feel you will get more points on, agree with that position, agree with that side, make your position clear, and then move on so that examiner is not left in any doubt that you have understood the question. Then, what are the points to be remembered here? Present a clear opinion, take one side, and state your opinion in the introductory paragraph as well as the concluding paragraph. So, introduction has to be given in the introduction as well as the conclusion. This needs to be remembered, and this I've been highlighting again and again. Then there are spelling errors and typing errors. So, what happens is when you type very fast, at times some common words like the, for example, you write it as TEH since you're typing fast. So, what happens generally is that in most of the computers, there's autocorrect. So, your spellings will be automatically correct. But here in the IELTS exam, they will not be corrected. So, you have to make sure that don't type very fast and don't make errors. Also, spellings, since this is an English language exam. So you have to be very careful about the spellings. Otherwise, if there are lots of spellings that have been misspelled, it gives a very wrong impression to the exam. Okay. So before submitting your essay, check your essay for mistakes or spelling errors and do not type very fast. You have 40 minutes with you. Keep 5 minutes aside for revising your essay and use those 35 minutes to write your essay. Okay, let's go to the next point, that is use of memorized words, phrases, and proverbs. This is a big no-no. Don't memorize or write any memorized words, as this will go against you and it will give you a low band score. So do not use words like in a nutshell. See, it's very commonly used. You see, if you read all these essays on the internet, instead of in conclusion or to conclude, in a nutshell has been written. So don't use this, but it's very, very common and it's informal. Then pros and cons. Don't use these words. Again, very informal. I pen down or it's a hot topic because these are very, very common words. Everybody uses them. And don't use any proverbs like as you sow, so shall you reap, or old is gold, anything that is that the examiner also has read over and over. The examiner just wants your opinion and your vocabulary. So, how you present your essay, that has to be up to you. Do not use any memorized words. or phrases for that matter. Now, lastly, using surveys and research to support your response. Like you cannot write in the essay or give an example that according to this survey or according to this census or according to a research carried out in so and so year, this was the outcome or this was the result that was seen. As whenever you give an example or you write your essay, you have to give your personal experience, talk about your family, your friends, your country, your workplace. So your examples should come from here, not from any survey or research. So if you avoid these 7 mistakes, you can score a very high score. And in my next video, I'll be discussing the first paragraph, that is the introductory paragraph, how it is to be written, and what all should be included in that. I'll be taking some questions and giving you some sample answers for the introductory paragraph, which is very, very important. As the examiner has a look at the first paragraph and comes to know what sort of an uh, what sort of an essay you would have written. Okay, so all the best for now and do well and do keep practicing.